Hello, everybody. It's Paul Neese with the Raw Life Health Show, and I am sitting in my yard right now with this. This is a coconut and a big straw. And as you can see here, there's a bunch of coconuts on the floor. I must have had over 100 coconuts. I was driving down the road today, and they were trimming the trees. The city was trimming the trees, and all of these coconuts were laying on the ground. And of course, I had to get out and get them because why would you pass up free food? So many people throw away food today, and it's such a problem. And the real issue is they're throwing away good food. And even when you go to the supermarket, you only see green bananas there. You never see yellow bananas because they're all in the back in the garbage. Just once they get ripe, they throw them away. And if you know how to get food, good food, you're pretty well off. But this is just an example. Today was coconuts. Yesterday it was soursop. Somebody had a tree, and it was just. They called me up. They said it's just falling off the tree. It's like literally all over the floor. Can you come and get it? I actually did them a favor by taking some of the best food you can buy. I mean, soursop sells between $7 to $10 a pound, and these fruits were like some of them were 2 to 3 pounds each fruit. And I'm thankful that they called me and asked me to come get them, and didn't just let them all keep falling. So yesterday was soursop. Today was coconuts. The day before that was lychee. We're in lychee season. Some guy had a tree that was so big. And I could tell he wasn't eating them because it was just in abundance. And even if he was, there was more than enough for me. So I knocked on his door, and he said, yeah, you could take some. We've had too many of them for years after years, and we're just sick of them. Take as many as you want. And we must have harvested over 20 to 30 pounds of lychees right off that tree. It never ends when you live here in South Florida, at least. And I remember when I first went out of New York. My friend lived in San Diego, and he said there were fruits on the trees, and I had no idea what to expect. And there was some fruits on some trees, but nothing like what I have here in South Florida. And I know there are people that live up north in New York and so on. They say, oh, you're so blessed, you're so lucky, you have all this stuff. We don't have that here. Every environment you are in, you can find free food and good food. I mean, in New York City, I used to go with this man, Wild Man Steve Brill, to Central Park, and we used to go foraging, and amazing things that you can get there. I mean, literally, if you know how to forage in New York City or anywhere in the world, you don't need to ever spend money on food. Between foraging, dumpster diving, and just simply asking for people, can I have your fruits or something else they're growing in their garden, maybe, you don't need to spend a lot of money on food. My dilemma now is I got more food than I can eat, and yes, I'm going to share it with people and give it away. But I just have too much. I have too much food. When do you hear people say that? And this lifestyle that I live, where I just eat fruits and vegetables and a few nuts and seeds, it's a great way to live. You know, you're not going to find spare food. What do you? If I eat meat, I'm going to drive down the road and see a cow on the side of the road and just stuff the cow in my car and kill it and put it in my freezer? No, but I could do that with fruits and vegetables. And then in my yard, the food I'm growing, I mean, I did a video this morning. I literally must have over 200 to 300 bananas on the trees right now. And at least you could freeze bananas, and I just took a bunch of miracle fruit off the tree. I could freeze that. I didn't even know I could freeze that. Somebody just told me about that yesterday, that I could freeze them. And I like what my neighbor said. He told me, because he grows food as well, and he said to me, you know, all summer we got mostly fruits, and here in the winter time, in the summertime, greens don't really grow too well because of the tropical environment. So I could have my greens. I could buy greens from the store, which I will. I try to get them every day and balance it out. But you know, the wintertime, greens grow wonderful. I had so many greens this winter, I didn't have to spend any money on greens at all. And I do think it's important, though, for people when they're switching over to a healthier lifestyle, or if they're going to eat a vegetarian diet, a vegan diet, and then you get to a raw vegan diet. I do see people getting excited about just fruit because it tastes so sweet, and I have a sweet tooth. I understand, but we have to make sure when we eat, and take my advice, folks. If you're into the raw food diet or you're getting into it, especially if you're newer to this, and I mean by newer the first 5 years. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and it's exciting to eat fruit, especially exotic fruits, and I love it. I love it. Don't neglect the minerals that come from greens, whether it's a green juice, a green smoothie, or a green salad. Try to make sure you're balancing out what you're doing with that. It's very, very I'd say helpful and important. You know, the body can go a long time without food. It can go a long time with certain types of foods, but you don't want to build up deficiencies and so on. For me, the way I do it and what I've learned is I take a few supplements. I eat a good balance between here in the summertime. I eat more fruit because it's so abundant. But even in the wintertime, I'll enjoy fruit. But I try to eat locally as possible. I make sure I get some sort of green in my diet every day. To me, that's important because I know it's not the best tasting thing, but I know it's one of the healthiest things to do, and it really gives me what I need. I could certainly eat too much of anything. Now these days I'm eating a lot less, which I just feel more satisfied. I think the better I do with sleep, I think the better I do with food. I think when I'm not sleeping well, I don't eat well. And when I say I don't eat well, me not eating well is still eating better than most of the world. But I have more control, I guess, when I'm sleeping well, and that just makes sense that it would. And yeah, I mean, I don't like to see people making mistakes doing this. I know there are people coming out now saying, well, this diet didn't work for them, or, you can't look at it as a diet. You have to look at it as a lifestyle. And what's wrong with eating a good amount of fruits and vegetables in your lifestyle? I mean, that's all you're doing. Now, if you want to not eat animals or not drink milk or eggs or things like that, well, I think you're helping the body cleanse on a nightly basis better and more efficiently, and overall it's great. But you want to make sure you're getting nutrients in and getting good sleep. Exercise is something that a lot of people neglect. I just came back from the gym just now, and I think we need to move. Exercise should be movement and fun. I don't have a TV. I'm not watching TV. I'm not sitting home watching TV, and you can get caught up in YouTube or something else, but just go out there and do it. I like the motto, work for my food. When I get up, I jump some rope, and if we were really in nature, we'd be climbing for our food, climbing trees, or if we had a pole, we'd be trying to get them down and harvesting it that way. There's something that just doesn't seem right about just having everything so easily, and we're not in a wild jungle where we have to harvest our food and work for it, but the principle and the idea, if our creator wanted us not to work for food, I don't think he wouldn't made fruit trees so high and tall, and 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 so on. I think in society and in general and in history, the sickest, weakest people have always been the people that didn't have to work hard. The people that didn't have, not only for their food, just in general. And money is a real trap. Money is a real trap. Because if you get a lot of money, you have to work less to get food. You can get somebody to make it for you. You get somebody to get it for you, and so on. And it's easy to overeat because you're not controlling how much you're eating. You don't care about that. So people think, oh, if I had this money, I could eat however I want and go wherever I want and eat as much as I want. It's not necessarily a good thing. Self-control is important with our food, and I'm not blaming money on people's lack of self-control completely, but it definitely has something to do with it. So I got myself these coconuts. I'm excited, and yeah, and I got leches and soursop as well. And I did have a green vegetable juice today. What did I have today? I had a green vegetable juice this morning. I had a few leches, not too many, this afternoon. Knowing this evening, I didn't know I was going to find the coconuts, but I knew I had some soursop that are ripe that I picked yesterday that I would be having that this evening. And that's what I got. I mean, I'm actually in the mood for another salad, but I just got too much fruit I want to eat before it goes bad. And I'll take some coconut meat here, maybe make a smoothie with it. And it's all good. It's all good in Paul's Hood. And I'm just trying to give people advice and help people based on the years of experience I have doing this. And it's always a learning process. And for those people that are new doing this or new are doing this, learn from people that have been there. Read my book, The Raw Life. I have interviews with people that have been doing this even much longer than me. And you can learn a lot from people's advice. So check out the other videos on my website, rawlifehealthshow.com. And until then, everybody, have a great day and a great raw life. Let me turn the camera here and show you guys all of the... I'll lower it. Look at all that. Look at all that. Bam! easily over 100 coconuts. All right, everybody. Have a great day and a great raw life. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thumbs up. Comments. Questions. Thank you. Bye.
This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life. Right. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life. Brighten up your life.